Welcome to the Joy Business Report. Government default on payment of pension contributions from October last year to May 2023. But the sector regulator insists steps are being taken to address this challenge. Meanwhile, government reiterates it is working to rope in 2 million cocoa farmers onto the pension scheme. And the Ghana cedi to weaken this week following the increased domestic demand and strengthening of the US dollar. Details with me, Hannah Odami. Government has defaulted on payment of pension contributions for public sector workers from October last year to May 2023. This was contained in the Financial Stability Review report for the year 2020. George Riafe has the rest of the story.
The default has affected Tier 1 and 2 of contributions of workers over the past 7 months, ending May this year. This should mean that when it comes to the mandatory Tier 1 SNIT contributions of 13% of workers' salary, payments have delayed. Government has also had challenges in meeting the Tier 2 contributions, which is 5% deduction of workers' basic salary to the privately managed scheme. The report put together by the National Pensions Regulatory Authority and captured in the Bank of Ghana's Financial Stability Report, however, showed that there were some payments made in March this year. However, this covered contributions up to September 2022. The National Pensions Regulatory Authority has, however, promised that it will continue to negotiate with government on the payment of outstanding contributions and timely payment of subsequent ones. Meanwhile, industry data ending March this year showed that the scheme posted some negative return. However, the regulator believes that these indicators should improve when the default in contribution payments are settled by government.
George Riafe brought us that report. Well, the Minister of Employment, Labour Relations and Minister in charge of Pensions, Dr. Ignatius Bafo-Iwa, has indicated government is working to rope in 2 million cocoa farmers onto the social security system. According to him, the government will continue to leverage technology to help increase social security coverage in Ghana. He was speaking at a technical seminar by the International Social Security Association, hosted by the Social Security and National Insurance Trust.
Unfortunately, most of the players within the cocoa value chain in Ghana operate within the informal economy, so they are not on social security. But I'm proud to say that since last year, government through the various pension agencies have worked to bring about 2 million cocoa farmers onto the social security systems in Ghana. This is going to be operational by the end of this year, and when that is done, the numbers who are on social security will no longer be 1.8, but will move from 1.8 to 3.8.
You heard the Minister in charge of Pensions, Dr. Ignatius Bafo-Iwa. The Ghana cedi is expected to weaken this week following increased domestic demand and the strengthening of the US dollar. This is coming after the local currency last week lost marginally against the American greenback. Here's more in this Business Desk report.
The cedi tumbled against the dollar last week as demand pressures continued to build up against the Bank of Ghana's foreign exchange supports. The central bank held its bi-weekly foreign exchange auction for bulk oil distributing companies and provided $20 million. Additionally, the central bank was active on the spot market, providing about $2 million in support to tame demand. However, these foreign exchange provisions could not hold up the cedi against the dollar. Nonetheless, the local unit remained stable versus the euro, but closed stronger against the pound on the retail market. Meanwhile, analysts believe that the disbursement of the cocoa syndication loan and the possible inflows from the economic credit facility with the International Monetary Fund will cushion the cedi in the near term. So far this year, the cedi has lost about 11.4% to the dollar in the retail market.
That was a Business Desk report. Well, the cedi is still going for 11 cedis, 61 pesos against the US dollar on the forex or retail market. It is selling at 14 cedis, 38 pesos to the pound. It is trading at 12 cedis, 28 pesos to the euro. Let's move on. The governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Ernest Addison, has given some strong indication that a proposed review of the capital requirements of banks will be based on risk. It is coming after the banks submitted plans on how they intend to recapitalize over the next 3 years. Dr. Ernest Addison has been given some more details about these reforms at the annual general meeting of the Ghana Association of Banks.
As a sequel to the implementation of Pillar 1 of Basel II-3 implementation in 2018, the bank intends to scale up the regulatory reform agenda through a series of engagements with GAP on the rollout of Pillar 2 of the Basel II-3 capital framework. The framework will ensure that banks hold adequate capital for all material risks inherent in their operations. In this regard, regulatory guidance will be provided in the following aspects of Pillar 2: liquidity risk management, internal capital adequacy assessment process, guide to supervisory interventions, concentration risk and interest risk in the banking book.
You heard Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Ernest Addison there. The Dean of the School of Business of University of Cape Coast, Professor John Gachi, has advised government to prioritize the recapitalization of the Bank of Ghana as soon as the country's fiscal condition improves. According to him, this should be done within a short period to avert any potential negative impact of the central bank's central impairments on its operations. He spoke to Joy Business in an interview.
Bank of Ghana would have been looking at its mandate of price stability and also being the last resort for the financial sector before doing that. So I think Bank of Ghana has forgotten that they are the bank of last resort. They have forgotten that they have a crucial role to play to sustain the financial system. So that is a challenge that we need to hear the finance minister how they will be able to recapitalize Bank of Ghana.
That was Dean of the School of Business at the University of Cape Coast, Professor John Gachi. Founder of the Young Investor Network says its stock pitch competition has matured and prepared young but talented undergraduates to meet the changing needs in the banking, investment, and financial work environment. According to Joshua Kwei-Mensah, the stock pitch competition has also equipped the students to be motivated to deliver wherever they find themselves after graduation. He was speaking at the launch of the 2023 stock pitch competition at the Accra Technical University.
By the grace of God, we have top of our participants. Some of them are in Bank of America, currently working in Bank of America. 2 of them are in the global markets in the Bank of America. They have one in Deloitte, UK, working in Deloitte, UK. Then we have others at KPMG, IT Securities, Data Bank, and industry all over. So we believe that this competition is the right to bridge the academia and industry. Some of them, as my colleague said, have published a lot of works in the various papers.
The stock pitch competition will create the next generation of financial experts and gain insights into the stock market whilst networking with industry professionals. To other stories, business leadership expert Professor Enoch Opoku-Entry is calling for some regulation to ensure goods and services are priced appropriately for customers to get value for money. According to him, the country's free market concept has become a disadvantage to customers who want to acquire an item, especially in the food sector. Speaking at this year's EB Connect series in Accra, Professor Entry stressed the need for food vendors to be regulated accordingly.
I think that the government should have a regulation. If you go to any mall and you buy, the prices are set on that. You buy, you are paying taxes. Those on the roadside are not paying taxes. Even that, they are not being honest to the customer. Why? If they are selling Olonka of Gary, they have mangled the Olonka in such a way that it's not up to the Olonka. If it is tomatoes, they have some grass under the basket, and then they put their little tomatoes. So they'll pour it quick as if the whole basket was full of tomatoes, but no, half is grass. Government should regulate that because the average customer is being cheated.
You heard there Professor Enoch Opoku Entry. On Investor Eye today, if you suspect an investment arrangement to be fraud, never go ahead to engage the company. Don't also provide any personal information to any suspicious investment company. Let's listen to the head of Technical, ICT and Digital Forensic at the Economic and Organized Crime Office, Amankwa Atta, as he provides some more tips to avoid fraudulent investment schemes.
When someone feels they have received an investment message that could potentially be a scam, there are several steps they can take to protect themselves. 1. Do not respond to the message. Avoid engaging with the sender or providing any personal or financial information. 2. Research about the sender. Look up for the company or individual who sent you the online message. Check for any negative review or report of scam associated with their name. 3. Verify the information. If the message claimed to be from a reputable organization or financial institution, contact them directly through their official line. 4. Watch out for red flags. Be on the look for common signs of investment scam, such as they offering you guarantee of high returns with little to no risk.
That was Head of Technical, ICT and Digital Forensic at the Economic and Organized Crime Office, Amankwa Atta. To some commodity news, and crude oil dropped by more than $2 to open trading at $89 a barrel. Gold is selling at $1,819 an ounce after losing about $8. Cocoa is, however, trading at $3,502 a ton after going up by $84. And that ends the Joy Business Report with me, Hannah Odami. Please log on to myjoyonline.com/business for more news. Have a great morning.
And of course, back to the award-winning CIMG radio program of the year,
hosted by Kojo, Mama V, Raymond.
That's right.
And the team,
the award-winning team. Thank you, Hannah. And I'm sure we'll be hearing more from Hannah at 10 o'clock.
Have a good day.
You too. All right, now let's get inspired. Our inspirational song this morning, brought to us by the kindness of Duraplast Ghana Limited, producers of quality PVC pipes and HDPE pipes and water tank. Where Duraplast goes, water flows. Now I've been looking forward to sharing this song with you. It's been making the rounds now for a couple of weeks. It's by Amarado. He calls it Kwekua Nancy, and it really does move the spirit. Enjoy.
It's Joe made it.
Me I see me penny pa. The Cassans why I see me did. Kwekua Nancy, say Madame Pa, they come home sim. After me na me kakra me di France. Me minima when I'm a dancer grass. Life is a wild carnival. Mama me ni many be why I na kemoshi. Ekitamina we ni bia me to me pass it. I carry